Well, I was told that eventually, or about just 1 kilometer after that specialty Obama coffee shop, the road would start to go down. I'm fine, thank you. And so far, they were telling the truth. I am going down. I wasn't expecting this at all. From the coffee shop, I was looking at what looked like an impassable mountain range, like a cliff. And I was staring at that, and the road was heading straight for that cliff. And I was thinking, how in the world are we going to get over that? But as always happens, the road did a little dog leg. So I'm out, made a sharp, was heading towards the cliff, and then made a sharp turn, and suddenly I'm in this valley that cuts right by that cliff. And I had no idea this valley was here. Yeah, when you're at ground level in mountains, it's very hard to actually make any sense out of the terrain, which is kind of what amazes me about road building. Because a lot of these roads, I guess they would have been built before the age of drones and satellites and aerial photography. So how in the world do they plot a route to know how are we going to build this road through this mountain range, you know? So here I am going downhill. I have learned over time, though, that when you're talking to a local person about very technical things, distances, direction, time, anything like that, you really have to focus and use your own judgment, because that sort of thing can easily get lost in translation. Because when I was first talking to the proprietor of the Obama Coffee and Resto, he seemed to be telling me that from here, it's downhill all the way to Bukittinggi. And I'm doing the dumb thing, as I always do. I ask a yes-no question, like, so it's downhill all the way to Payambuku and then downhill to Bukittinggi, and he's saying yes. I'm like, man, that doesn't make any sense to me. But then as I was leaving, I talked to him a bit more. I looked at Google Maps, I did some research, and then it turned out, oh no, it's downhill to Payambuku, but after Payambuku, it's back uphill all the way to Bukittinggi. It's like, oh, okay. That makes more sense. That fits in with what I know of the geography here. I've still got these big gouges in the road that they chopped up. You got to make sure you avoid them. Even at this slow speed, I wouldn't want to hit one of those potholes, those artificial potholes. Just passing through a pleasant little town here, a little village on the highway. And for those keeping score on the technical side of things, I've been shooting with the GoPro most of the time lately, almost all of the time recently, just because it takes such a long time to reframe the 360 video. I just don't have time in my day to do that. So it's a lot faster to use flat, you know, pre-flattened GoPro video. But right now I switched over to the 360 just because I thought as I ride through Kelok, Sembilan, I thought it would be nice to capture that scenery on the 360 camera, get more views in all directions. So this video is from the 360 camera now, the Insta360 X3 to be precise. Another one of these big gouges in the road you have to avoid. Yeah, it's so much fun riding through these mountains. As I said, just the way you can be the Sherlock Holmes of geography, and you look ahead and you try to pick out the valley that the road is going to follow. It's always a surprise to me. I look ahead and I see nowhere that the road can go, and then you turn one corner and suddenly you see an opening. One problem with the rhythm of my days is that I really like all the breakfast food here. Those are probably my favorite dishes. And you see all these restaurants called Sarapan Pagi. You know, they're breakfast restaurants. And they'll be serving ayam bubur and lontong in the morning for breakfast. But I have the habit of skipping breakfast, so I never get to take advantage of that. I'm always kind of eager to get on the road, and stopping for breakfast feels like, you know, the day has started, and I just don't want to sit around while the day is underway. I want to start moving. I'd like to eat when the day is over, or perhaps midday, but by then, quite often all the breakfast dishes, they're gone. They don't make them anymore. Still carving a path through these amazing valleys. I've got two thoughts going on right now. One is I'm exceedingly curious about what this Kelok Sembilan looks like. And I'm very curious whether it means it's climbing up or whether it just takes you across a big canyon while keeping you at the same altitude. I really have no idea what it's designed to do. Hello. My other thought is more of an emotion, I guess. a feeling of extreme gratitude that my knees were able to handle basically 25 kilometers of straight uphill climbing without complaint. As I just wrote in a message to a friend of mine, when I experienced all that the knee pain when I started this bike ride, I was worried that it was a signal that there was a major shift in my life, that I had become an old man all of a sudden, and I wouldn't even be able to ride a bicycle anymore. But wow, look at this beautiful river off to my left, rushing river. But yeah, it seems that all I did was, I just caused a temporary injury to my knee or to my legs in general, the tendons and the bones and the ligaments. Hello. And I just needed time. I had to get off the bike for a while, allow my body time to recover, and now I'm able to ride again. Oh, well, I guess I've arrived. Dilarang berhenti di sepanjang flyover Kelok 9. So I'm gonna check my Google Maps, see if I'm here. Where am I? Yeah, this is, oh yeah, this is the place. It snuck up on me. And well, a funny thing is they always have these signs that has the letter S with a line through it. And I'm not quite sure that means, like no Superman allowed, or no serpentining, no turning. I really don't know what that is supposed to tell you that you can't do. But apparently, I guess this is the world famous 9 curves flyover. Hello. And oh, maybe it's all going downhill. 9 curves, but always heading downhill. Well, a lot of people have stopped their vehicles over there, so that tells me it must be a good viewpoint. Ah, look at that. Okay, yeah, that's impressive. Impressive. Looks good. And there it is. The famous Kelok 9. Yeah, I really have a limited brain power these days, because no matter how long I looked at it on Google Maps and thought about it, I had no idea how this road system worked. But now that I see it, it's like, oh, that's what it does. Now it all makes perfect sense. Wow, look at the view down there, down at the river. And the curves basically drops you in altitude, lower and lower and lower as you go down the valley. Look at that. I'm from Canada.
Canada?
Canada, yeah. Where are you from? What city?
Pekanbaru.
Oh, Pekanbaru.
Riau.
Oh, okay, Riau province. Okay. See you.
Check it here.
Okay.
Okay, be careful.
All right, bye-bye. Have a good day. Hello. So these are the lunch places. Hello. What kind of food do you have?
Makanan apa yang kamu punya?
Makanan apa yang kamu punya? Mie goreng. Yeah, you have mie goreng for me? Okay, sure.
Pintar ya bahasa Indonesia.
No, saya tidak bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. Just a little. Saya nama Douglas. Yeah. I'm from Canada. Yeah. Yeah, you're from Indonesia, right. I'll put my sepeda here. Ah.
Cepat. Foto cepat mama, foto bang. Hey dek. Come on, let's go.
Your family?
Yeah.
Yes, my daughter.
My daughter. Cheese.
Look ya.
Satu lagi, one more.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Dek, lagi dek.
Thank you.
Ayo. Okay, come on. Dek, kakak lagi dek. Satu lagi. Tunggu. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey, kita bisa.
Thank
Aduh,
you.
John.
Terima kasih.
Ya, sama-sama.
Thank you so much. Yeah, a little bit. Hello. How are you?
Today and fine.
Okay. Well, I stopped here to have something to eat. I ordered mie goreng down there. And yeah, here's the view of all these like selfie stations in all these restaurants. And you get a nice view of this road of 9 curves. I mean, if you count them, I don't know. But yeah, it looks amazing. That is so cool. I was not expecting anything quite like this, to be honest. As I said, from Google Maps, I couldn't figure out what it was doing, going up or staying at the same level, but the point of it is to go down. And I guess for any vehicles coming from the other direction, it creates a gradual incline for them to travel up. Otherwise, it would be way too steep, I guess, to go straight up. The old road. Oh, I guess that's the old road over there in front of me. And it would be a much tighter, narrower turns. Anyway, I'm going to have a seat here at Kelok and have something to eat. So my mie goreng has arrived. You know, a small snack, more than a giant meal, I suppose, but that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Noodles, fried egg, sliced cucumber, and then some kind of snacks here. So I have that food for lunch and that view to accompany it. Very cool. It's going to be so much fun riding down the 9 curves. Goodbye. Selamat tinggal.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Kita DJ.
So that was fried noodles for lunch, mie goreng, and it cost 15,000, which is 15,000 rupiah, or about $1, I guess. Yeah, $1. And these are all the other restaurants that you could stop at. Have coffee, hot, cold drinks, food. Hello. Hello. Selamat siang. Oh, so I think now it's afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock. So salamat sore is what you want to say. Salamat sore. It's kind of late afternoon, but yeah. Sarapan pagi, all these great restaurants. You can buy some Kelok Sembilan t-shirts. So I think to come up to a total of 9 curves, I think you have to count like this curve rather than 1 curve. It actually is 2 curves. 1 here on this corner and 1 on that corner. And then if you add them up that way, you sort of come out with a total of 9. So I think that curve down there, you wouldn't count that as 1 curve. That would be like 2 curves at least. I think those are the people that I took pictures with during lunch. And that's the direction that I came from, of course, back there. 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll take them at their word that there are 9 curves in total. Actually, I'd like to scoot across the road here to the other side just for a second, cause some traffic troubles. Imagine they have, like on the busy weekends or something, I'll bet they have all kinds of people parking their cars here to take in the views, causing traffic jams. But, I mean, how can you resist, right? So crazy. Very interesting. And I love all these restaurants that are built out over ravines. Like, look at those long poles holding them up. You have to have a lot of confidence that they are being maintained and are still in good condition. Beautiful spot. It really is. Yeah, and there's the other side. Oh, that is so cool. It's beautiful. I think I need to take a photo from this side as well, assuming I haven't already taken one. I must say that the evidence continues to mount that I really should not be allowed out into the real world without adult supervision. I mean, seriously, I make so many mistakes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Like mainly with all the gear that I'm carrying, the camera gear and stuff, I leave things behind constantly. I lose track of everything. And I think it's because, yeah, shooting video just adds one more layer of complexity to my life. And my brain just can't handle it, just can't take it all in. So I was out the other night, just in Bangkilan, where I spent the night last night. And I went out to a Ayam Bakam place, and I brought along my tablet. I was going to watch an episode of Happy Valley, a show, by the way, that I can highly recommend. There's 2 seasons of Happy Valley. It's a British show. Season 1 was a couple of years ago, and season 2 was just released. It's a kind of a police procedural, but an incredible main actress is the star of this show. Anyway, very good show. I was going to watch an episode of Happy Valley over my dinner, so I had my tablet with me, and then I dropped into this convenience store to buy a bottle of water, and then I bought the water, and then I walked out of the store, and I just left the tablet sitting on the counter. I just put it down, paid, and I walked out. Just totally forgot about it. And I do stuff like that all the time. And just now I was riding the bike and I decided to get out my sunglasses. It was quite bright on these roads, very, very bright sun. So I thought, oh, I'll put on my sunglasses. I stopped, opened up one of my bags, one of the pockets on my bag, got out my sunglasses, and then I kept riding along. And just when I arrived at this restaurant, I noticed that my bag was still completely open. I had unzipped it to get the sunglasses, and then I completely forgot to close it again. So, for all I know, a bunch of things fell out of my bags, at the side of the road, because, yeah, I left the bag wide open as I was cycling along. Totally neglected to close it. And then I'll take one of my pannier bags, like my survival kit, into the restaurant. I'll sit down to have something to eat, and I'm taking some pictures and I'm shooting some video and I'm taking selfies with some people that I've met. Next thing I know, I'm walking back towards my bike to start continuing on my way, and my pannier bag, I just left it at the table, and it has everything in it, my passport and every piece of valuable, anything that I own is in that pannier bag, and I just walked out of the restaurant and left it behind. And I just do that all the time. My brain is simply malfunctioning. As I said, I need adult supervision these days. Wow, this is awesome. Winding curves like this, just so much fun. And now, because this road is doubling back on itself all the time, you get to go right underneath everything. I really want to just keep zooming through, but I have to stop and take a picture here. Look at that. Look at the size of these cement columns holding up this roadway and creating that bridge over there. That's amazing.
Hey.
Hello. Oh, well, yeah, one more. I thought the curves were over, but no, there's more curves. Hello. I think this definitely counts as a curve, and here's another curve. Wow. Wonder if we get a view. Oh yeah, look at that. A view back the way we came. Oh, amazing. Another photo opportunity. Almost down at the lowest level and getting to go underneath the entire structure all over again. I wonder what the history of the construction is like going all the way back to the original meetings where some engineer suggested a structure of this size. And I wonder if there was pushback saying, come on, do we need to build anything quite this elaborate just to get people up there? But yeah, somehow they had a meeting and everybody agreed that this was the way to go. And look at what they built. Amazing. Even the tiniest details are too much for my brain these days. I put on these sunglasses and they have polarized lenses, which I really like. But one effect of polarization is that you can't see certain screens anymore. So if you're wearing polarized lenses, you can't see the screen of your smartphone anymore. It blocks it out. And I keep forgetting that. So I'm wearing these sunglasses. And then I get out my phone and I try to do something and I'm like fumbling around like, oh my gosh, I've gone blind. I can't see anything anymore. Or I think my phone isn't on anymore. It must have shut off or something. Yikes. Big pile of wet asphalt that I was forced to ride over there. I hate wet asphalt. It makes such a mess. I definitely want to go around this. All that asphalt gets picked up by your wheels and then thrown all over the place. It sticks everywhere on your bike. But yeah, it takes me forever to realize what the problem is. You know, that I can't see my phone anymore. It's only because I'm wearing my sunglasses. I just realized though that when I was in Kuala Lumpur before, I did some upgrades to this bike and I added fenders. I never had fenders before. So that sound, it isn't the asphalt hitting my bike, it's actually hitting the inside of the fender. So that's good, creating less of a mess. Okay, this is very steep. So if you're coming from this direction, of course, this would be the equivalent climb, you know, that I did this morning, but going in the opposite direction. But there again, looking ahead of me, you can see that major cliff. And if you sort of look straight at that cliff, you might think, oh, how in the world are we going to get over that cliff? But of course, the road turns to the right and we go down a valley past the cliff. Oh. And I wonder about the history of this highway as well. I mean, there must have been a time when it was little more than a dirt track. Extremely difficult. Probably only like big trucks and 4x4s could ever make the journey. And then over time it got improved and now it's a fully paved road. But sure, it wasn't always like this. Hello. Yeah, I'm glad to have the 360 camera running for this little section. There's a lot of beautiful scenery around me. Hopefully the camera is capturing some of it. It's a very narrow mountainsides on both sides of me. Monkeys. Yeah, certainly so far today, the monkeys have not been any kind of a nuisance or a problem. Anytime the monkeys have seen me, rather than running towards me to steal one of my cameras, they run away from me, you know, up into the hills. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? There's a beautiful spot. As I said, if you're standing somewhere on the road and you're looking ahead at mountains like that, and you're wondering how in the world is the road going to get across that? But it eventually finds a way. I just stopped to take in the scenery for a minute, take a picture. These rice fields aren't fully planted yet. They're behind the schedule of the rice fields I saw on the other side of the mountains. Either behind or ahead. But I think they're behind. Just thinking, it doesn't look like fields that they've already harvested. I just haven't planted all the fields yet. The day isn't over yet. It's far from over in a way, but I have to say it's been one of the more pleasurable days I've had on the road for a very long time. Even going all the way back to Thailand when I was getting around by scooter. I enjoyed that. But thinking back to all those days going around the Mae Hong Son Loop on a scooter, I don't think I had a day as pleasurable as this one has been. Maybe it's because I'm riding the bike. Maybe it's just, you know, the atmosphere of the area I'm going through. Maybe it's the people, because you certainly have a lot more natural, you know, unforced, you know, conversations and meetings with people here. Thailand, of course, the Mae Hong Son Loop gets tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of tourists every year. But this road and certainly these villages that I'm passing through would not see very many foreigners in a year. So feels like something more special to be here, I suppose. The people certainly respond positively, you know. It's a new experience for them, or not a very common one, put it that way, to run into a foreigner like me. Rice fields. I find that the women on scooters, hello, they're an interesting sight because any of the women that, you know, wearing some kind of a hijab and then they put a helmet on top of that, it gives the impression that they're quite elegant fashionistas. You know, they make me think of Katharine Hepburn or someone like that racing along on a Vespa with a scarf, you know, like a elegant flowy scarf blowing behind them in the wind. That's what the hijab looks like when they're roaring past on their scooter. And the hijab blowing in the wind, yeah, it's just like an elegant scarf. Just feels like I'm seeing something from the 40s or 50s on the roads of Italy or something like that. Beautiful setting for this little village. Look at those cliffs, very dramatic. Hello. Yeah, very dramatic setting. I think it would take a very great deal for me to summon the energy to even contemplate rock climbing. You know, you see people going up cliff faces like that. It's not something that ever appealed to me. If I see someone doing that, I don't have the feeling of, wow, I'd love to try that someday. It just seems far too scary and far too difficult. I don't think I would have, I don't have the body type to do it. I don't have the arm strength. I'd get part way up, and then I think I'd get frozen in place, unable to move up or down. But setting all that aside, whenever I see these cliffs, I end up wondering if other people use them for rock climbing. Well, that was the nearest a vehicle has come on this trip so far. That was definitely inches. Whoever was driving that truck isn't very, they're either drunk or they just don't know how to judge distance very well. I'm looking ahead now up the road, and they seem to be kind of wandering from side to side a little bit. I think a drunk driver is pretty rare here, since people don't tend to drink. But I guess it could happen from time to time. Well, it was quite the journey to get here, but I'm here in the town of Payumbuku, and I'm just on the hunt for a home for the night. Actually, a home for 2 nights, so I'm going to spend tomorrow here as well, and then I'll ride to Bukittinggi the day after. I haven't really found the Planet Doug dream budget hotel online yet. They don't seem to exist. I think it's a bit of a tourist town, and I think prices go up when you're in a tourist town. So the places I've looked at so far have been quite expensive for what you get. So I'm sort of well, actually, when I was at the coffee shop in the mountains, I asked the guy there. He lives in Payumbuku. This is his home, and we were chatting about accommodation. And he suggested a place called Flamboyant. It's actually not because he knows it's a great place, it just happens to be near the school where his children go to school. And if I'm on the right track, it should be down here somewhere. Wisma Flamboyant. Maybe I've gone down the wrong street, which would not be a surprise. Oh, here it is. Wisma Flamboyant. But I'm facing that normal situation. It's very common here where, well, it's odd considering that, I'm from Canada and everyone associates Canada with being, economically developed and a wealthy country. And yet local people here, they recommend a hotel and say, oh, this one is really, really cheap. You should go there. And the one he was recommending that was really, really cheap was about 400,000 rupiah per night. And I said, well, I don't know, like with my kind of budget, that's not, it's a little bit expensive, 400,000 rupiah per night. But yeah, they have a very different idea of what's cheap than I do, which is odd. I'm looking for the 150,000 a night kind of room if I can get it. But we'll see what the Wisma Flamboyant has to say. The good thing about this place is it's right downtown. So yeah, I'm going to pop inside and see what they have to say for themselves. Now that I've checked in, I feel much better about my choice. I think I made the right decision to come here as opposed to the other place. 2 young guys here staffing the front desk. Really nice, really friendly, very helpful. The whole lobby area has a down and out, the apocalypse is on its way kind of feeling to it. It looks like it's falling apart. But they actually use this lobby area for parking. So I can bring my bicycle right inside there and lock it up. I guess that's where they put the motorcycles, which explains the post-apocalyptic nature of the lobby, I guess. But very, very professional in the check-in. The room comes with breakfast, and I got a coupon. I'm staying for 2 nights, so I got a little coupon here. Kartu Sarapan Pagi. So I got a breakfast coupon, one for each morning. A receipt was printed out, very professionally done. Everything was very official and very, pleasant. And I've been talking about, the rooms being a bit overpriced for me, but still, I mean, they're very good value. For the average person, this room is 250,000 rupiah per night. And that's for air conditioning, private bathroom. They did say there's Wi-Fi in the room, but I don't know if I quite believe that yet. Once I get into the room, then I will find out. Okay. So here we go, the mysterious entrance to my room. Selamat sore. P3. You can see, my first impression of the room was not great. I mean, just look at that doorway. Definitely feels like I'm heading into a holding cell, a detention cell. But appearances can be deceiving. I don't believe there is a window that really works. Let's get some light. Let's see, is there a window? Not really. I mean, there's glass. But just the fact that there is glass doesn't mean it's a window. But it's got that smell. They came in here with not deodorant, but antiseptic spray. You can just they hose the place down after the last guest left, and you got that smell. But if the air conditioner works and if there's Wi-Fi, oh no, it's actually coming out of this machine. That's where the smell is coming from. Ugh, I'm not a big fan of that, because they just ended up spraying constantly, on a schedule. Anyway, my eyes are burning from that machine up there. So let's turn on the air conditioner. Check out this air conditioner. Is definitely an old one. This is come on. Well, I don't need sunglasses anymore. I can take those off. Let's see if this thing turns on. Where's the power? Not getting it so far. Quite often there's a fuse box for the air conditioner, but maybe this one just has dead batteries. Anyway, I'm gonna move the rest of my stuff in, and then I'll figure all this out. All right, well, a bit of a anticlimactic ending to a day like this, I suppose. It's kind of odd to end a video about an experience like today, which was an amazing day from start to finish. And I'm pretty much just ending it here in my in my new room at the Wisma Flamboyant. But the more time that I've spent here, the happier I am with the place. Just little things. They have water on big tubs, big containers of water in the lobby. You can just get all the fresh water you want. Complimentary coffee and tea. They already offered me a coffee right now. Wi-Fi reaches this room, so I actually have a Wi-Fi connection inside this room, even though it's far away from everywhere. Air conditioner, I got it working. I was just hitting the wrong button on the remote. What I thought was the power button was some other kind of button. The power button doesn't look like a power button, but anyway, I got it working. And yeah, you get some toiletries, you know, some soap and toothpaste and a towel and nice bed, 2 chairs. I haven't even looked at the bathroom. I assume this door leads to a bathroom. Ah, look at that. It is, there's got to be a light in here somewhere. Light switch. There we go. Wow, look at that. A large bathroom with an actual shower and a little table here, a little counter. Mirror, you know, that gives me a nice view of my chest, as I always do. And is there water? Look at that, there's water. All right, hooks. Gotta love hooks. So there you have it. I'm pretty happy with this place. And right across the road is a Mi Ayam Bakso place, Pangsit Bakso place, and I'm gonna go there for dinner. So that right across the road, I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna get something to eat, then I'm gonna come back here, shower, collapse, and that will be the end of my day. And tomorrow I'll be here, and the morning after I'll be on the road to Bukitingi, climbing up again, climbing up. I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm really digging this climbing up. When you've got good knees, when your knees are working, like climbing up into mountains, I mean, that's a real pleasure. The views you get, it's just amazing. Yeah, I love today. It was like one of the best days I've had in a long, long time. So yeah, looking good, feeling good. And I'll see you in the next video on a day that I hope is equally as good as today was. I'll see you then.